Fams, Dark Angel's Journey, and Kitty. Yay! Well, it's Sunday, and I decided not to bother to do anything yesterday, just relaxing. And it was very, very nice and freeing, and sometimes you just you need a minute to yourself. Anyway, so time to backtest and see if we can't find what we need to find during very specific hours. So we're just going to be looking every day between 10 and 11, 2 and 4. Technically 3 and 4. All right? So let's go. All right, let's get tiny. Okay, so let's use actually, let's use the, uh, where's my layout? Let's use the new week opening gap one. That way I have references, because I'll be doing that anyway. With this, where are we? Look at this. 20 days in, and we're making that bullish push. Let's take a quick look at the seasonal tendency. Okay, so we're at a point where it likes to reverse. Let's see if it gives us any sort of confirmation that that's what they're going to do. Somewhere until about, you know, mm, May, a reversal. Looks like the real and then we'll pick back up maybe. I don't know what to say. It's the beginning of May, so not quite mid-May or so. We'll see how that works out. In the meantime, we're going to be using my new week opening gap. Actually, no, let's use our back testing and then just use the new week opening gap to give us references that I can add in here. All right, so let me remove all of that. Let's go to the daily, and I'm going to add the market sessions and just make sure that I'm going to set this to just 10 to, let's say like 11:15. Okay. Oops. And then let's see if we can find, I had originally set it from 2 to 6. Let's try 3. Because I'm finding it tends to move between 3:15 and 4. And we might get a little bleed over to 4:15. Okay. All right. So we're just going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Let's see how far we can get with this. All right, so we've had 2. Did we take the high out? It's the high of this guy, 41.98.25, and the high of this guy is 41.93.75. So I did not take the high out. So we'll see what they do next week. I mean, the high to go after right now is 42.48.50. So, that'll be pretty nice. Anyway, let's hit the replay button, and we will skip all the pain and suffering from the last time. And let's see if we can't. What day is that? I'm just going to pick random days. This is Tuesday. Okay. April 23rd. And let's put up the Forex Factory as well. Why haven't I... You know what? Just bookmark bar. There we go. So let's go back a week. Tuesday. What are we doing? April 23rd. The week of the 23rd, I guess. Okay, 25th. So we had a few things at 10. Okay, good. All right. So let's drop down. So we've taken out the sell side right here, dug into this fair value gap right there. So let me just note that since that's what we were doing. So this is on the daily FEG. Let's just do daily. And let's line it up. All right, and then let's go to the 4-hour. Let's take that off for the moment. Well, actually, no. So what day is this? Tuesday. What time? Okay. So we'll back up even. Let's do the 1 hour. let's back up even more. So this is the first one. It's Monday. Here we go. All right. So let's back up to just before. Okay. And let's zoom in. All right, so this is London. So what time is this? 9. Okay. Let's go to 15 minutes. Actually, let's do quick analysis on the 1 hour, right? All right, so what are we doing? We're digging down. Where are we digging to? Okay. So we have a propulsion block probably right here. So let's say bullish order block here. Let's note that. Bullish OB there. There's all the way down to this one, so I'm just gonna note that. Oops. Why does it do that? Just click and then it just creates something. So bullish OB all the way down to there. Sell side 4110. Although there's sell side underneath here as well. Let's just note that. No fair value gap. Just the one between here and here. So let's note that on the 1 hour. It's been a pretty decent deterrent till now. FEG, 1 hour. Okay. And we have the daily fair value gap for them to dig into further. There's more of it down here. Little guy right there. All right. So right now it's bearish, right? The trend, overall trend is bearish. Let's go to 15 minutes. And let's see what we're looking at here. So London rolled back up into this bearish order block and then dropped. Took out the sell side here and here and here. And then, of course, did a little bit of a mini reversal to, it hasn't even tapped back into this yet. So, big red candle, shift, drop down. So, let's see, what time is it? 9:45, right? So let's move this forward. I know we're finally in the time range. So, we're looking for a short. Let's do it down to the 5 minute. Let's see how far we can get. Let's make sure I'm not crazy. 10:10. Sorry, I wanted to see what we got. So let's back up to 10 o'clock exactly. That's what I want. All right, so right here we have relatively equal highs. So we have buy side right up here and up here, obviously. But let's just note that for the moment. And then nice shift. Now I'm finding that I need to look to the right on the 15 minute on a regular basis to see where the heck we are. All right, so bullish order block right here. I'm just going to note that. Yes, I'm just going to note everything. Bullish order block. On the 15 minute. Just do that. And let's go back down to the 5 minute. How far can we go? 2? 1? Yes, we can head all the way down to the 1 minute. All right, perfect. So we're inside this bullish order block. See here. Did that get closed in? Yes, okay. So inside of this bullish order block, nice shift right here. It's on the 1 minute. So we're looking for a short. So high, higher high, shift. Is this candle a bearish breaker? Let's see. It's inside of this fair value gap. My preference would be, let's look at this on the 3 minute. Okay. Let's see. High, higher, high, high, higher, high. Yep. So bearish breaker right here. Base of the breaker here. Order blocks further up. So let's assume they'll roll back into the body. So I'm just gonna note that. So bearish breaker. Let's change that to bearish. Okay, and on the 1 minute, we've got, yes, it's a lot going on here. We've got this fair value gap. Just gonna, since there's so many colors rolling around, let's make this like yellow or something. Not there. Okay. All right, let's make that yellow. Now, you see on the 5 minute, there's order block right there. So let's say let's take a look here. So I'm looking for a short. My preference would be to take it from here, but it's out, well, this whole thing is the bearish breaker, right? So let's say on the 1 minute midpoint, maybe this end of that guy right there. And let's take it above. Well, I just want it to be above the breaker. So could I get my 8 tick stop there? And there's all this down here. Sell side, obviously. Let's note the inner sell side that we're looking at. And there's this bullish thing down here. So maybe we can take it that way. Maybe come to tap into this. And then there's proper sell side all the way down here. So let's see what we get on the one, like that's what I'm looking for. So, oh, okay. This is the 1 minute at 10 o'clock, right? There was news. So I have to wait. Let's see. So there's news at 10 o'clock. Will I get this entry right here? Do I get it? Okay. So let's see how they're behaving inside of this guy. We're inside of the breaker. So technically, let's see. So with the breaker, maybe if I'd chosen that, the top of the breaker, the beginning of that, give them some opportunity to dig into it a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Well, the base of this was there, so I should have put it there, not there, but top of the breaker. So if I go for the top of the, let's see, the top of the breaker, 41, 40, 75. What's the high of this candle? 41, 40, 50. One a little bit above it. Okay, so let's continue back. But my original, 5 minute here. So my original, why does it have to show stuff? It's annoying. So if this, both of these, the breakers, we've got something. So I wanted it higher up. Now I might have to adjust my thoughts on what happens here. So we have the shift. They came back up. This was our opportunity for an entry, but I think that's when the news came out, like at 10 that day. Yeah, 10. So let's see, let's continue. See how it behaves inside of this order block. So now we're tapping into the breaker. Let's see what this looks like. If I were to do this, my 8 ticks. Like this is where the entry should be right here. Because now they're just, smooth that. All these colors are annoying me. Okay, so the fair value gap on the 1 hour. We're in this we're in this bullish order block thingy right here. Let's make that a little less annoying to look at. So we're in that bullish breaker, 10 o'clock. Probably need this. We'll just watch them take this out. Bearish breaker. My mind is that we're going to go short here. We're inside this balanced price range right here. So let's see what they do. Now my original thought was for an entry above here. So, okay, so now we have a little shift right here. They leave us anything juicy? Okay, so we have a volume imbalance right here and here. My general expectation. Ugh, I really don't like this color. Let's make that even lighter. Okay, so my general expectation is I would like to see them. So we have the shift, volume imbalance, no fair value gap. I'd like to see them stay here. Now, if I were to take, what time is it? 10:15, okay. So if I were to take a short at the top of this volume imbalance, could I get, well, 8 ticks would put me here. Just above this one. To write it down to there. I mean, I really want to make it all the way down here, but we'll have to see how things work out. So, and let's look at this on the 5-minute because I don't know if that's anything to be done. Like the entry up here at the breaker would probably have been good, but the news, right? The news. And the 4-minute. Oh, don't tell me stuff. Don't forecast anything. Why does it do that? That's so annoying. All right, so I just look at the 5-minute, 1-minute because it's telling me too much stuff. All right, so we're at 10 something. We've done all this stuff. We made a higher low right here, or lower high, whatever. And we had a shift right here, this. So I want to take an entry here. So I'm just going to go ahead and sell for this general vicinity. Because we already know it's going to do that because cheating. Something else to note, right? This is not the sell side that I'm really looking for, right? And this is a proper shift, right? So maybe I'm wrong and the entry should have been... Nope, we're good. All right, so what I didn't do was proper targeting, right? So we knew they were coming towards this order block, this bullish order block right here. So let's do a little cleanup because it's getting a little busy. And the bearish breaker was, I should have taken the entry when they came back and showed support at the bearish breaker. Hindsight and all that jazz. So, oops, wrong one. What are we aiming for? So that. So this is sell side. Definitely got that, that. So 1 standard deviation. Let's see if we can't dig into this fair value gap. So, excuse me. My expectations for them to come out to sell side down here. Whether or not they're going to do it in this particular run, I don't know. So we'll see how they behave. All right. I'm not losing 20 ticks on this. So let's continue. So bullish order block, they're reacting at it. And let's see, if I had taken stuff here, that would have been 34 ticks. And as a beginner, that should be fine. So you know what? Let me flatten and be happy, right? As an initial thing, as an initial thing. So now I have 325. I'm happy. Life is good. Now it is 10:11, and now we have a proper shift. We have a higher high, shift below it, breaker right here. So breaker right here. And it's also at an order block instead of a fair value gap. Now there are two, so let's see how they behave. So they come back up to this breaker, then I'll take another entry. We're still within the 10 o'clock time frame. So they do like to come back up to the lows where the sell side was. So let me leave it. And so we could probably think of this as a breakaway gap, right? See if that works out as such. Well, on a 1 minute, high, higher, high, shifted through. My preference would be for them to come back up to this breaker, but there's no guarantee they'll do it, right? So just wait. Okay, so looks like this is a breakaway gap, and they're gonna respect this one, and so see them like they're back at this bullish order block. Just gonna wait to look at the 5 minute to zoom out a bit. So that first one, good one. The breaker on this was beautiful. Would have probably taken the risk there. So we're at this bullish breaker. Let's see what they do. All right. The preference would be for an entry up here because it did give us a beautiful shift. So if it pops back up here, and let's take a look. So if I take, so this whole thing's a breaker right here, and we have this order block. So my thing would be right here, and I'd have to set my stop loss right above that. So I'd have to go a little bit more than, well, 8 ticks. Let's see, 8 ticks would be right at the top there. So let's see how that works out. And we don't have a fair value. We have the fair value gap here, the order block here, the breaker here. There's a volume imbalance up here, but let's see. Okay. So this might be our cue that they're just gonna drop. Yeah. Okay, we've turned that into support, and we're still respecting the top of this breaker, this bullish breaker. Still haven't closed the candle below it. They've turned this into resistance. So you know what? I'm gonna sell. It's not a part of the model. Sorry. Why does it keep doing that? It's gonna sell right here because see, so we sell at the base right there. Can we get 8 ticks? And it's above all of that, so that's good. Let's write it down this way. Okay, so I wanted to sell at the base again, see if they tap it one more time. Because what they've done is they've meandered inside of it, then they turned and dropped, and now they're turning it into support. Sorry, resistance. So that's why I wanted to sell there. Something I've been noticing. Okay, so now I'm trying to go down to, so we're inside this bullish order block. They can all the way to the end of this, dig in here. Now, other option, if I wasn't crazy, is we have this here. We have a shift, so they can come back right to the tip of this and continue down. So that would be my expectation. Okay, here they come. They tap the base of it. See, tap the base of it again. Coiling back up. So this would have been another opportunity for an entry, and this is invalidated now as far as I'm concerned. We're back on the bullish order block, and we've come back up into this order block. So the trend is bearish, so could have taken, could I've gotten 20, I think I got 20 ticks out of that, right? 17, yeah, 20 ticks there, so I could have taken that, but we're going all the way down here. So let's delete this. And See that? Hmm. Ooh. Shift here. I don't like it. Should have taken my 20 ticks down here. My 8 ticks is up there, so should I risk it? We just broke above this. Are we... Look at the higher time frame. Ugh. Always giving away too much information. Okay, so the behavior I don't like, so I'll take my $25, flatten, goes that. Let's go back to the higher time frame. So my original desire was for an entry from this breaker. Oops, let's go back to the 1 minute. But there is the base of this breaker right here. So let me take this, is already taken care of. So still within a 10 o'clock time frame. Maybe this was the move down to here. I don't know. Let's see. Still inside of this. If it comes to this breaker, I might be inclined to take the short from there. Sometimes you have to wait. What time is it? 10:52. And maybe we've gotten what we came here to get. All right. See what it does there. Still inside of this order block, so there's a shift here. And fair value gap, they haven't really tapped it. Let's see. So we got the bread and butter right. There was a nice shift and they came back up beautifully and then dropped beautifully. That was due to the news. So if I'd said the base here, 8 ticks, that would have worked out nicely. And coming down to here, it's 50 ticks right there. All right, let's assume that's good. And let's wait for the 11 o'clock hour. Looks like they're trying to see what they do with this. Dig their way up to the breaker. See, do we get to the breaker? Because I'm going to trust the analysis and take the short at the breaker. What is happening? Take the short at the breaker. Turning this into support again, resistance again. A little mini shifter there. I don't like it. Nothing in there for you to do. Okay, coming up to the breaker. Just tapped it there, right there. So is that the base of the order block? Yes, it is. So I'm going to sell right there. Let's see. And if it goes above this, then I'll close out. Oh dear. Let's see what we're working with here. I need it to break down. Well, if it hit $100, I'm out, so flatten. Well, should have left him with my 325 and been happy. All right, we're outside of this range, so 185, that's all we got. Let's move to the afternoon. Time is it? Well, look at that. Let's go to the 5 minute. So it dug into the breaker like I expected. The breaker was all of this. It dug further into it. It tapped the volume imbalance. I should have known they would do that. And then, sold off beautifully. All right, so what time is it? 1:55. So we're waiting for 3 o'clock. All right, here we are. So most of that move's gone. My idea of the breaker was actually correct. The entry was wrong. And let me just, before we start off on this other one, let's just see what they did. And what did I miss? Let's analyze that really quickly. So, I did discounted the volume imbalance. I was at the top of this thing. That should have been my entry, but hindsight and all that jazz. And there's one up here. So if I'd taken the top, because I like to take the, I assume they're going to fill it in, right? I'd taken that, took my 8 ticks right there, and then let them ride. Looks like the entire, for them to take that out, obviously. Let's see what, this would have told us to utilize the base of that. I don't have enough. Let's see here. So right here, 41.15.75. Do we get that? Ooh, we got that and then some. So that would have been a nice 81 tick run. Very nice. Okay, so lesson. I need to be a lot more mindful of what's around. You know what? So I'm not gonna do a single line for the breakers anymore. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna note the entire breaker, like so, in future, and then I would know the volume imbalance was inside of the breaker. You can take that off. And there's that fair value gap that's inside of the breaker as well, and that would have given me what I needed for that short that I knew was coming. Trusted the breaker, stop loss was too tight. So for my original entry here, 8 ticks would have stopped me out, but above the breaker, actually above this order block, that's too many ticks. 16 is the other amount that I could potentially as 1%. 8 is 0.5% of what I want to use. Would have been fine. I would have taken that, rode that out, and then gotten what I needed at 81 ticks there. Okay. So we have just hit 3. All right. So we've dropped precipitously, and let's just note this fair value gap right here that we keep getting rejected off of. All right. So we had sell side that it took out right here. So I'm still very bearish about this. Just want to note so I can visually see what they've taken. They've knocked that out very shallowly. So all I'm looking for now is a shift to give me an opportunity. Because look, they did a shift here. They came back up into the order block, and then dropped again. So what we need to know, don't tell me, okay. What we need to know is what is around here, okay? So let's get rid of this bullish order block because it's no longer relevant. So what's left down here? That's where we're at right now of all that. So I'm going to note this as sell side. Let's take a look here. I mean, given the time, yeah, so like right there. I should probably take a look at the high and low of the day as well. Okay, so let's look at the higher time frame. Let's look at the 5-minute. Let's look at what we have. So they've been consolidating and just hanging out in this general vicinity. Tiny fair value gap here, doing something. Let's give these different colors when it's at the lower time frame. Let's say they're yellow on the 1 minute. So they're inside of this guy. They tapped it. All right. So we're looking for some kind of clue, right? If they're trying to roll back up, and I think they are not, but they've made themselves some equal lows right here, and then they took those out. For anybody who went long right there, they took them out. So I'm looking for either this to be broken for a proper shift or continuation downward. So let's see. We're on 1 minute. Let's continue. So we're just meandering about. Okay, we have a shift here. They left a fair value gap here with this guy. So let's see if they come back down. They also have to bust through this thing too. Okay, so I'm gonna buy right here because I'm crazy, obviously. Okay, so hoping for them to tip back up into this right here. If they can't take that out, then I'll take what I can get and go on about my business. Need to turn this into resistance. Ooh, don't like it. Doesn't look right. Shouldn't be going long on a short set type of day. So I'm gonna flatten and just take that because I don't like it. They didn't take this out, which is what I wanted them to take out. Well, they took it out here. If they hit this thing one more time, I'll take a long from there. It looks like my long idea was right. I just see this is something that I keep doing, right? Second guessing it too quickly. So I probably should have put this on here. Something because I got the shift I was looking for and bought here. Look at where 8 ticks would have been. Beautiful, right? And but it's gonna go up there nicely. Beautiful. Yeah. So something that I need to work out. All right, so we're 225 and out of this whole day. Fine. Time to get ourselves a new day. All right, let's clear that out. Let's clean this up. Let's go to the daily. All right. I need to trust my setups and let it ride. Let's hit the replay button. Let's see. Ah, let's replay button and then just okay. What day do we get into? No, we were just there. Let's back up a little more. Let's work on our up game. Okay, what day is this? This is Tuesday, all right? Shut down to the 1 hour. So we're just looking at time frames, right? So this is Tuesday, this is the afternoon, this is the okay. Let's come up to here. All right. So what do we have? Looks like we're in some sort of range. And let's take that off for a hot second. Okay, we've taken out sell side right here. See if we can't fix the issues that we have. Okay, so we have this fair value gap on the 1 hour. We're saying our one width. Okay. And ooh, all right. So we have a lower low, traded through. We have a breaker on the 1 hour right here. Use this whole candle. And we have a bullish breaker on the 1 hour. Let's note that. Bullish breaker. All right. And you can dig all the way into this breaker. Anything else? Fair value gaps. So we have buy side inefficiency, sell side imbalance. So they're probably going to want to come down into it. I'm going to note, let's drop down to 15 minutes. because we have this that they might want to respect outside of the breaker. Let's drop down to 15 minutes, see what that looks like. Inside this breaker, we have this order block right here and here. So, and a fair value gap right here. So, that's the 1 hour one. I'm going to be a little bit more specific. Let's break that down. 15-minute fair value gap. Okay, let's delete the 1 hour one. We're seeing here. So it's 15-minute fair value gap. Right inside the breaker. And here's a lovely order block for us to play with this inside of it. So let's drop down to the 5 minute. Let's see how they behave. Let's take a look in this general vicinity. What do we have? Okay. All right, so further refine this. Nothing there, but we have the 5 minute fair value gap right there to refine. Okay. All right, cool. So we have inside of the breaker, we have, let's say, this order block right here with this fair value gap inside of it. My preference would be for them to not, to get an entry here. All right, so let's see what we do. So what have we been doing? Mostly gross consolidating. What day is it? March 23rd. Let's go back to the calendar and let's back up the calendar. Okay, so for March 23rd, what do we have? Okay, so we have some news for GBP, unemployment claims at 8:30 that came out. Got some stuff, 10 a.m. new home sales on the 23rd, 10:30 natural gas storage, and that's it. Wait, it's a Thursday, okay. All right. So what do we have? So it's 8:30, 5 minutes. Let's do this. All right, so 10 o'clock. Oops, let's put that up. So 10 o'clock, we are, let's go to the 1 hour, 1 minute. Oh, can't do that. Can we do 2 minutes? Yes, we can do 2 minutes. So we're going to do this on the 2 minutes. So what do we have? Lots of gross consolidation. We've been falling. We came back up into something. Big shift right here. So we have an order block here, but no fair value gap right there. And we're in a bullish, we've just hit a bullish breaker. So, I don't know. Maybe we get something to take us above this buy side right here. Anything up there for funsies? So we got, yeah, we got fair value gaps up here. Let me note it. Just note the whole thing to aim for. And then, right, okay, let's see if we can just get 250. Because if I just listen to my 250, I would be fine, at least initially, right? Okay, so let's see what happens. So either we get a shift below here, but this bullish breaker does make me feel like we should be going up. And they tapped this. What they have given us, this was at 9:32. They tapped it. I'm gonna go for the, did they tap this order block? Let's see, what's the high of this candle? 44,475, and the low of this candle, 4,005. So just below it, if I take this order block right here, 4,005 as well. So, okay. Anyway, we didn't take that, so doesn't matter. So what would I like to see? Like a proper shift. So we're at 10 o'clock. All right, so we have a shift here. What do they leave us? Fair value gap all the way down here. So let's see if this long position would be worth it. That 8 ticks. Back up. It's on the 2 minutes. Let's see what the 3 minute has for us. Anything juicy? Yes. Okay, so if on the 3 minute, if I were to take it at the base there, get below the order block, let's see, 16 ticks. Man, I like it. We've had a shift. Give us any kind of breaker out of this thing. We have a low, lower low, shift above it. We have a breaker up here. And we have this thing down here. Okay, so I said I was just going to note the whole breaker, right? Let's note the whole breaker. So we have this bullish breaker right here. And the fair value gap is down here. So what I need is to be just outside of the breaker. So let's say they tap the top of that. And I get 13 ticks. If they come back down, I'll go long, right? Good shift. Coming back. Hold on. So they continued up. The top of the breaker now becomes more area of interest to me because fair value gap right here. And we don't have fair value gap right here. So we don't have an order block down here to mess with in the way. So we could take an entry if it hits the top of the breaker again. But I'm wary of this. So I'm hoping this is a breakaway gap. Okay, so they're they've come into the breaker. There is a fair value gap down here. All right, let's buy. And let's risk what we have here. 13. Let's buy right here and see. Oof. Probably gonna come back. They hit 100, then I'm out. Okay. Well, I did put it at 13, so I guess I'm gonna have to wait. Oof. So my original entry is what was better. So here, just wait for that. Okay. Now let's continue. Oh. So going short. All right, that's fine. So going short in going long, actually in this environment's a bad play. Anyway, so let's go back to so we have a very strong break now, right? And they've disrespected this breaker. They're back to this bullish breaker right here. And they haven't taken out this low. Ooh. I'm gonna be a risk taker. Yeah, that was dumb. Okay, so we have $600 of drawdown to work with here. Oh, did I lose a Josie? Oh, where'd it go? Okay. All right, so this is why we're doing this. So we're $600 in the hole. Technically, like more like 100, whatever. So, and we've been on a downward spiral. Let's see what we get. So now we have a proper shift. These guys taken out. Let's see what they do. Take that off. Do we get... Why does it keep going away? Do you guys see? So we're still between the 10 and 11 o'clock. So now we have a proper shift. Fair value gap right here. And let's see if they come back into this. All right, so from a bullish perspective, they've come into where I would want to take a long from. Let's see how they behave. Now the question is, could I be like, and just ride it back up to here? 31 ticks perhaps? I don't know. See how they behave inside this fair value gap. Treating it as Breaker, the entry for the breaker would have been here. I'm going to touch it right now because we are in a very strong downtrend. What am I missing in here? Okay, so we have the shift, high, higher high, breaker, fair value gap right here. Breakaway gap, so should have taken the short from there. Maybe written it up the rest of the way down to this thing. What else is in here? So we're continuing short, right? So what looks like on the 5 minute, we have the break on the 5 minute. That looks pretty good. High, higher high shifted through. Yeah. What else is down here? Let's note this juicy sell side right here, the base of this. See what they're hunting for. Okay. So this one, 2 minutes. So we have 2 of these, and let's take this, make that yellow. Let's not be so bright. Okay. Okay. So we've shifted high, higher high, shifted through. So this down candle right here, they just tapped this breaker inside of this. There is, I'm going to wait. So this is the breaker right here, all of that. And there's an order block inside of the breaker. So I'm gonna wait for them to come back up to here. Let's see, it's a short. See if they come back up to here. 16 ticks. Tap the base of this order block at the minimum. And then we can write it down to all of that. See if we can't get that. So let's wait. There is the top of this fair value gap inside of the breaker. So maybe I'll wait till about there. Let's see. About that. There's this order block. You know what? No. But if they take this over, that's no bueno. So, and I don't want to. Let's try and stick to 8. Fair value gap right there. So this looks like on this 3 minute. That's down candles don't look the same. All right. All right. So let's assume this, and then let's risk 16 ticks. No, no. Let's assume it's gonna tap that and risk 8. That feels like a better play to me. And then let's try and write it down that way. Now, if this gives me a shift this way, I'll write it back up. I don't care. Okay, so shift. If it comes back down to this breaker, then we'll go along. Now we're at the base of this. Let's see if it's... Technically, we should be taking the entry from here, right? The things that bother me. Now, if we were to take a long, we're supposed to take it from here. The high of that, 3995. The low of that, 3995. Now, could we have gotten 20 ticks from that? So we have this drawn down to fix. From here. So 20 ticks, 21 would be filling this whole thing. Let's see. Oh, nice and easy right there. I'm waiting for it to come all the way back up here. See if this is the order we should have taken. Okay, coming up to this top of the breaker. This order block right here. Okay. Getting close. Strong green candle. That would have been my entry right there. Oh, we're outside of the window. Can I do this? So we're at the top of the breaker. Oh, there's two of them. So the top of the breaker, fair value gap. I assume if I hit buy, let's see if it hits it one more time. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna hit sell here, and let's assume I sold here because that's where I want it. That's where the order would be. So if it goes above here, then I'm out. Man, that's mean. Looks like the long is where it's at. So it's flattened, so I'm wrong. This is the lunchtime. So the long was the play after all of this. Let's see if it gives us any other opportunities. 42. This order block, we'll be hunting for this up here. Okay. So 1, 2, probably should have sold short there. What do we have? What do we have? So it is 11:50. And we've taken out these lows. Could you move? Probably should have just waited and then waited for this to become support. Let's see. So I'm gonna sell here. Let's see if one more try. So it's acting as resistance, but looks like it wants to bust through. I don't know. Okay. All right, so let's see. Can't take these out, then I need to get out. Okay. Okay. Now, let me just, so we've returned to this guy. So if we can't, that's going to act as any kind of resistance, then I'm going to take my money and go. What's making me feel better about this is that we came up to where I want to take the short. My entry's just wrong. So I'm still, oof, didn't like that. I didn't take this out. So I'm going to flatten and reduce my thing here and see what we get. All right, so we have a shift here and we have a fair value gap right here. Maybe I did dig back into it. Shift here, dig back into it. And maybe I should have kept it, something that I'm not very good at. Yet. Yep, should have held on. What I should have been noting is adjusting my stop loss to break even, right? So obviously, beautiful. Okay, so we reduced the thing for the day. Let's just watch to see what happens. Do we take that out? No. Acting as support. What is this? What does that? So where are we? Let's just note where we are, right? Delete some of the stuff. Oops. So we're out of our normal window. Ah, look. Let's see. I came back to this order block inside of the bullish breaker. Huh. If this turns it, you know what? What time is it? 12:46? Hmm. I might want to try for a buy because look at how they're behaving in the breaker. Let's look at the 5 minute. Let's adjust our thought processes. So it's a short day. We had a shift. They came back up and they dropped. They might just be prepping for the folks who think we're gonna go long and then knock us out. I'm gonna wait till the afternoon for anything else. So let's go up to the 15 minute and let's wait till our next. Oh man, look at that beautiful, beautiful short. I gotta learn how to hold on. 145, let's go to 5 minutes. And now we're here, okay? So now we've taken sell side and I am just looking for a reason. So this breaker, since we're on a down day, we can ignore. And this the 1 hour fair value gap. Well, we've used it up a lot, so let's take that out. All right, what do we have? So it's 2 o'clock. Okay. So what do we have? We have a beautiful shift here. We have a volume imbalance right here. Is this on the 5 minute? No, so volume imbalance on 2 minutes. Okay. No fair value gap, no fair value gap. Ah, there is a volume imbalance here as well. This one's been invalidated. They've tapped this one twice so far. So it's 2 o'clock. So we have a beautiful shift taken. So potential for a quick reversal to get a little something, something to mitigate this loss for the day. Let's see. Okay, so now we have a beautiful shift. That's taken out, that's taken out. And let's see if it leaves us anything to work with. Okay, so we have, let's get rid of that. So now we have this imbalance to work with. We have a shift, and I'm basically just looking. Let's see, can I get 8 ticks? Stop loss. Yes, beautiful. And we can write it up to this guy. 17? No. Let's see if we can write it all the way up this way. So this is order block. Let's see if we can get 26 ticks out of this. All right, so let's just give us another red. So yeah, let's just pretend we bought there because that's what we would have done. Sometimes the replay doesn't give us much opportunities to do it. Ooh. Bye. Let's see. Can we get away? Well, I'm officially wrong. So maybe not wrong, but let's see. Saw a shift. Everybody get. Well, you know what? I'm being silly. It's still inside of this thing, isn't it? Where are we going? So we take the base of this, like that. So if we're gonna do any kind of, we've been going down for a while, it might be time for a change, right? I don't know. Let's say we have some buy side. right above here on the 2-minute. So then I'm aiming for right here. Okay, so I'm still gonna buy right there. Stop loss below this order block. Let's see how we do. Okay, it's the drawdown, man. It's rough to deal with. Okay, all right, there we go. All right, we're about to hit that volume imbalance. Bust it through it like it was paper mache. Beautiful, beautiful. So now we halfway. I'm gonna be moving my stop to break even right here. Should have been doing that this whole time, right? And so we're here, we're aiming for here and here. So let's just trail it upwards, the stop, and see what we can get away with. Because this order block is concerning. Okay, all right. So we're into the order block, 326, we've taken this. This is irrelevant. So we've got this gap, this gap. We have a nice shift here. Nice shift. They can come back in. This order block. Preference for them to stay above here. Let's see how they behave. Okay. Okay. I like that behavior. If we bust below that, then that's whatever was here is where we get our. Okay, so they're the stop order block. So I'm going to take my 300 and reduce my risk for the day. Okay. Now, what I'd like to see if I were to re-enter, what time is it? 2? The 315 thing hasn't happened, right? We've hit this order block, right? Let me take this off. So we've hit this order block. So it's a down day, right? Took 300 back. They came to this shift right here. They need to take out this guy, right? Let's see what they do. So I could be right and they're still going up, but because they're gathering more orders here, let me reduce my risk, my losses for the day, and continue. So we are at 246. And let me just note it, right? This order block right here. This is what we're waiting to see what they do with it. So I'm just going to use that. Okay, so my long, about 3 or 2, so we might get another opportunity. Still inside of this order block. Okay, so they balance this thing out. Don't really expect them to come back down. There's a volume imbalance right here. Expect them to continue on up now. Take that out. So we would have gotten what? See, this is the habit that I need to break, right? Let's do this. So we're looking for that. Relative equal highs here, even better. So that. Took out the buy side. See. Gonna give us any kind of still inside of this. Oh, wait. Got that. So what time is it? 3:22. So at this rate, I think they're going to continue on up. It's getting close to the end of the day. So if I were to do this, they like to burst above. I had specified that buy side. So let's see if we can. And what does 8 ticks look like? If I'm wrong, take this off for the moment. Just remove that. And we're just meandering around inside this order block, tapping these order blocks. Did make a little shift here, no fair value gap. So I'm just gonna wait. So now they've given us a shift, so I am wrong. So this is 326. Let's see if they give us an entry for a short. They do. So when it comes back up here, I'm gonna go short. Assuming it comes back up here. And that give us the opportunity, I don't know. Oh! So this still feels very long, right? What do they do? Came back into this order block right here. Big shift, big return, scoop it up. So they're gonna go. They're gonna go. They're gonna go. At least to take out some of these. Let's see. So they came back into this order block, volume imbalance, tapped it, and they're gone. Okay. This guy acting as resistance now. I think I don't know if I would call it invalidated, but let's clear it out for, let's see here. So what are they doing? Okay, breakaway gap. Wait, I did not take this high out, so maybe the short was right. I don't know. Oops. I'll take my three. There goes the long. So my shift, gotta be patient, right? See how far they're gonna go. Took that out beautifully. We've gotten everything we wanted from the first step. There's another shift. What time is it? Not touching it. It's gonna continue. There we go. Nice. 4:15, maybe they'll continue. See how they started meandering about. What time is it? Yeah. So it's pretty much done, I think, until 6 o'clock. All right, so my original buy here was good. I would have had to sit through all of this, or just waited for a proper shift for them to come back into it and then taken off. I considered an entry here, but I'm still not super sure of these things. All right, so all in all, we would have left with negative 319 for that day. All right, let's come back out and find another day. Oops, what's going on? Sorry, hang on. It's gonna be a long one, guys. All right. Let's get our replay button between the space and click. All right, what day is it? February 23rd. Okay, wait. February 28th. Sorry, I keep saying 23rd because I keep looking at the date wrong. All right, so things to note. We've got a daily fair value gap right here that they can dig into. Okay, so that would put sell side under here. And let's see what the last couple of days look like. So they've taken out this day's, so Tuesday, this day's low. Next in line would be this. Further up, if they wanted to go up, would be this daily fair value gap as well. So I'm gonna do the dailies at the red and the internal ones like yellow or orange or something. All right, let's go into the 1 hour. So feels like it's been very downward. What time is this? 2? All right, so let's go back and start here. All right, let's go to the 15-minute. Auto. February is not a good time for this particular thing. Sorry guys, hang on, because it's kind of this is the March contract, so I got to start with something whatever is in March for it to not be super messed up. So hit the replay button again. April. So we can do March. Anything in between here. So let's do this. Close the eyes. Click. Okay, what day is it? Okay, March 10th. All right. All right, so what do we got? March 10th. So we have this. Well, they busted through it, so I'm not going to note that. So we have. It's no sell side here. Technically, the very base of this. Cosmic encroachment and all that jazz. Bullish order block. So I'm just going to denote that. Do bullish order block. And then I should be able to, well, technically, they've already busted through the top of it. Control, drag. Okay, so I have to do control first. So all of that's a bullish order block. That they're inside of right now. And let's go to the calendar here. And where are we? Let's back up. So the week of March 10th. Wait, what day is it? Actually, Friday, March 10th. Oh, okay, let's see what we can do on this Friday. Let's see if there's anything going on that Friday. News-wise. Average earnings at 10 o'clock and then a 2 p.m. federal budget balance. So let's see what we can get. So we're very bearish at the moment. Let's go to the hourly. What time is this? All right, good. So let's roll in. Let's do this. All right. And let's do the 5-minute and that. All right, cool. So 8:30 news. So we have this volume imbalance on the 5 minutes. So volume imbalance. Let's take that off. Giant wick. Let's see. Consequent encroachment of this wick. I'm just gonna note that as well. Targets. Constant encroachment and then constant encroachment of constant encroachment. That as well. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna plug this in. It's a rainy Sunday, y'all. He is knocked out next to me, being extra cute. So I don't want to bother him. All right, so we have that. And okay, so we have a low, lower low, shifted through. Highest green candle. So let's high. So low. Oh, you know what? Fun fact, let's play with this breaker block thing too, because I think this is a breaker, the highest candle. Yeah, so low, lower, low shift to the highest green candles. They're saying this is a breaker. Okay, let's see. Now, we have been dropping precipitously, and so we made a bullish move. Where have we come? Coming into, so we have a PD array up here, according to that. Why not this one too? Odd. So I'm going to denote this bearish order block on the 5-minute. Let's do it on the 15 minutes. Those are better places to assuming there is even one. All right, well, let's just note this in the 15-minute. Do we have a fair value gap? Very small one on the 15-minute. Make sure we got everything. We can test out this breaker thingy. Okay, let's make this one orange. And let's call this a 15-minute fair value gap. So, but we also, this is also a SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. It's like so much of it. Oh my God, look at this. So much of it. I had a beautiful shift here. So, anyway. All right, so let's go down to the 5-minute. So 8:30 news. Let's look at the calendar again. Unemployment, average sales, whatever. So that's somewhat bullish. Big shift. Let's wait. We're at 8:55. Let's wait for what, 9:30. It's supposed to be 10 o'clock. Why is it showing a thing? Do this. 10 to 11 to 6:45. So why is it okay, so let's go down to the 2 minutes. Can do 2, 3 minutes. Okay, we can do 3 minutes. All right. So it's 9:03, 9:09. Something's wrong with this thing. 10 o'clock's not. Okay, let's note 10 o'clock ourselves, right? 10 o'clock's all the way over here. And then let's note 11. Somewhere between there, I'm gonna find something. Boom. Don't know why it's acting up, but take that off. So 8:30, we had this huge spike. And it's saying, buy here, bite me, okay? Nobody was going to be able to buy there. Volume imbalance, big shift, and we've been kind of moving up. So let's see. And we have a breaker, all right? And inside of this breaker, we just have the volume imbalance and the breaker. So let's see what we get. This is disgusting. Woohoo! All right, so if I'm to believe my breaker, and we're inside of this X is supposed to delineate. We've been able to take profits. Let's see what that looks like too. See, will that increase the size of the breaker? Okay. So we had this is what time? 9:12, so still nothing to do. So constant encroachment of the constant encroachment. So we're waiting until 10 o'clock because we're going to have 9:30. Okay. Now we have a big shift here. High, higher high, shifted through, breaker down here. See if they know how to specify that. They're still breaking, they're still noting this bullish breaker. Okay. Use the 3 minutes for this. All right, so we finally hit the 10 o'clock time frame. So what do we have? And is there news at 10 o'clock? Just 8:30, okay. So we should be free to do what we want. Okay, so we've taken out sell side here, sell side here, sell side here, here. Well, all the way down here. They've hit, is that the bullish? Where is that? What is that? I can't quite get over to it. Ah, the bullish order block. There we go. They've hit the top of the bullish order block. And we had been going up. So I'm just gonna remove, they don't care, they took those out like butter. I don't care about that. So let's see. We've hit 10 o'clock. we had all this news-related drama. We're using the 3-minute. So we had a shift. So we high, higher, high shifted through. So this would be a bearish breaker on the 3 minutes. So this algo thing. Let's do a bearish breaker. Let's make that red. A shade of red. And don't know that we need any kind of order. Okay. Well, this bearish breaker, what's inside of this breaker? Is there a perceived fair value gap here? Okay, and that's been traded through. Don't care about that. So we have this order block here. Breakaway. See what they do in this general vicinity. We'll try it in 3 minutes. So shift, breaker, no fair value gap. They've tapped it. We're reached about 10:06. Should have taken the entry. So the expectation is a short. The base of this breaker. Let's see what that looks like. Because I would want an 8-tick stop loss, right? So if they come back in here, okay, they've tapped it. See, midway. So if we can have, let's zoom in on this puppy. Kitty has gotten up. There's no, the order block's not inside of the breaker, but the potential for them to come back into it. It doesn't look like they want to, though. And then we could write it back down. Now, that's a lot of ticks, if I'm right. There's an order block here. A little bit of a shift here. It might just be coming back down to this order block. So let's see. Because they haven't tapped it yet. So my general desire is for this shift to remain. Let's see. So the breaker worked really nicely. Let's see. They've got this order block. Oh, okay. Took this out. I'm taking that out. We're still within the 10 o'clock time frame. Nothing really down here. So this bearish breaker was the way to go. Thinking about it. There's potential for them to come up, take this out, sweep it, and then drop. Let's see. There's another opportunity. Taking these highs out. Rejection. Oh, Shakira. Come on now. Let's see. Rejection block right here. Do I have a thing for rejection block? Okay. So see if this is going to act as a rejection block. It's looking like it is. So once they tapped into this, I should feel comfortable taking the short from the rejection block. So let's see what they do. 8 ticks. No, they've tapped the breaker 1, 2, 3 times. I don't know if that invalidates it. Like once or twice is enough, but 3 times might be too much. The rejection block, sort of out there. The rejection block is could we have gotten 20 ticks out of that? Let's see. I mean, most definitely. Easy peasy lemon squeezy out of that. They didn't take, oh, they made relatively equal lows. Maybe they give us one more opportunity here. Let's look at this on the 5 minute. And then my breaker, these guys don't, this, oh, they did. Huh. Gotta wait for price to do its thing, and now it's a breaker to them. Okay, it's lining up with what I'm looking for. Okay, the breaker worked for a little bit. Now we have a shift. That's a good one. Bullish. Traction block is, but we could have gotten a couple of 20 ticks out of that, so that's not bad. What is this? What are these lines? Discount PD array. Discount PD array taken out. All right. So this bullish order block from the higher time frame working its magic. Shift. Let's see what happens here. I haven't taken anything. Hope this. Okay, so this is more textbook. Everything's taken, shifted, fair value gap, order block. Let's see. So if I were to do a long position from here, fair value gaps all the way down here, order block. What kind of, oops, kind of stop? Why does it look so tiny from here? Because it's the 3 minutes. Oh, there's a whole thing. Let's see. What is that? 20 ticks below that? I don't know if that'll like it. Taking this out. This guy is saying to sell here. This feels like it's continuing on up. Sorry. With the 3 minutes, I don't come down to this order block right here. Take that out. It's a lot of ticks, so let's be reasonable and have them just take this out. 58. So if I were to buy here, let's pretend it was down here. They've already taken that out. I would just flatten and be done. Because that's what I'm looking for, right? For them to take this out. Based off of them coming back to this order block. That's it. Done. Coming back into this because this is a shift and they might just be coming back into this order block to drop back down. So that would be my morning right there. Let's see. I'm going to take out more. Yeah. 5 minutes. Oh, 3 minutes would have been better. So my bearish order block did work. What is this? Session's all wrong. These weird lines it's creating. Stop at first breaker of center line. Would this be the stop? Oh, interesting. These folks are so smart. Anyway, so I was looking at the 5 minute when I took that entry. So my breaker worked really well. So once, twice wicking. If it tapped it one more time, take it back down to this order block. So I was, we're in a weird space. So did that, tap the top of that order block. 68 ticks already. Stop above the breaker, 16. That's good. Done. All right. Now we had a shift. I wanted them to come back into this fair value gap on this order block. I wanted this one to be the one that they respected, and then this to be, well, there's barely anything there really. Okay. All right, so that's it for the morning for me. Let's go to the 1 hour. I don't care what happens after this. And let's move our thing down to, we're gonna look for between, oh, it's a Friday, right? Look for between 3 and 4. That's it. That's all we're looking for. All right, so we got a little something there. Let's turn this off. Something's wrong with that thing. So 1 hour, 2 hours, digging into that bullish order block. Okay, let's get to the 15. Let's do 5. Okay, so what have we done? We shifted beautifully. Before we do anything else, what are we digging for? What is down here? Okay, so let's assume we've got, we've already delineated the sell side right there, but, and then we've got relative equal highs up here. Not quite equal, but close enough for me. So let's buy side up here, and then this 15-minute fair value gap that I had noted earlier. See. Right. So let's take this off, and let's just move this over to the very base. So we're inside of the bullish order block. So 5 minute. So we've been dropping, we had a big shift. So let's see. So looks like we shifted here. Didn't leave anything. Just what's down here. Just gonna continue. So let's go down to, sorry, the 3 minute. Right. And we are at this order block right here. Let's see what they do. And let's note this fair value gap that they're hanging out inside of. Let's make that, yeah. Okay. And we're coming up on 3 o'clock. Beautiful. Okay. So taking these out, we've been dropping precipitously. We stopped and well, we made a shift here. We're just digging into this SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. So we've managed to do some stuff about that. We have this order block right here to play with. So just note all of that as an order block, bearish. So we're just going to make it red-ish, right? Not fair value gap. Let me make it orangish. It's not fair value gap. All right, so let's see what they choose to do. If they take out these lows and give me something, then we'll go short. Okay. See, 312. So we're waiting for the 315, 345 macro to present us something useful. All right, so now we've gotten something. Shift. They've taken out sell side here. And they've left, let's see if they leave us with a fair value gap. They do. Beautiful. Order block. So if they come up into the base of this, I'll take a short. My preference would be this with, it's the evening, so 8 ticks would be too close. Let's zoom in on this thing. Anything in here that I'm missing? So we have this fair value gap that got created. We have this order block right here. And just waiting. Textbook would be I take it from here. So let's go midway. And 16 ticks. Prefer it to be above this, honestly. So Let's see what the 5 minute looks like. So on the 5 minute, the fair value gap is a little bit wider like that. So this order block is not pretty. So let's go midway, and it's a giant. Let's see what's the midpoint of this. I just wanted my stop to be above the midpoint of that. Okay, let's put it above there. 16 ticks will get us there. Okay, so I took 3 minutes, and let's see what we get. All right, so I'm gonna sell here, and seeing that I got it here, let's do this, and let's see what happens. Okay. So what are we aiming for? So I'm aiming for sell side under here, honestly. I could be entirely wrong. So let's let's do sell side. And let's use the Fibby Fib right here. Okay, I can't see it. Hold on. Let's take this off. So we're risking 200 on this. So it's the low of that right there. Sell side. So we're gonna try and see if we can get here. So here, there. And let's see if we get some confluence with there, there. Okay, relative. Okay, let's see what happens. Now, I should just get my 250 and go about my business, right? But, all right, so let's use our stop loss, right? So we're at 500, and what time is it? 3:33. We're on to 3 minutes. I can't manage it as well as I'd like to. So we're just gonna wait for them to come down to the sell side. And we've made another low here, so 575. I'm gonna take that. At the minimum, I'm getting rid of my entries here. At minimum, I'm getting 250 out of this. Just gonna watch that. Wherever 250 is at, that's where I'm doing. So I'm just gonna let that run. So we're taking sell side here. I mean, 962 is more than enough for me for the day. So my stop loss probably be on, where should I move it? These seem so far away. What do you guys think? Let's see. And at 962, I'm happy, but I have this bad habit. So the real sell side, given the time of day, right there. So let's see if we can hold for that, right? And let's put that back down. So let's use the high and this low right here. So that's close. So 1-to-1 is down there, but I'm not, if it gets below 800, I'm not giving up all of that. Good. We've hit 1,000. So my stop loss is going to be above here. Oh, they could just be raising back up to here. Should have taken 1,000 when I had it. I'm just going to flatten and be happy with my 1,200 for the day. Don't care what happens after this. It's more than I was aiming for, so I am a happy camper. It's probably going to just come into this order block right here, fair value gap. And then, well, I'm happy I took my 700. Should have taken the 1,000 down here. I should have been okay with this when it busted past here. That would have been good. But that's fine. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, this is like 1:44, hour 44. Let's take a break. It's time to have some breakfast and enjoy this beautiful Sunday. All right, so we saw, should have been writing these down. So we saw a good day this day with the looking for what we're looking for, a proper shift, sticking with the trend. And then we saw a bad day where I had to reduce my drawdown. So by the end of the day, I only had negative 312. then we had one day that I left with 187. So all in all, we're still doing really well on these 3 days of testing. So I'm gonna stop here for now and go eat some food. So happy trading, be safe, follow your process, Kira out.